This time on Woody's Garage. You sure are making a mess in the basement and not much more.
Alright, we're back on it. We're doing the things we forgot to do yesterday, which is torque down the connecting rod and also put on the dipper. And we'll do that first. We got all the screws out. And yeah, we got the torque wrench. Look at this mess. Set up. I hate trying to read this. It's so hard to read, but it's like 17.5 foot-pounds. And we'll do that. Okay, we took the cam and the tappets out. We got to get it in a position where I can get the damn wrench in there. We'll tighten a little by a little. Yeah, that seems too tight to me. Really? 17.5? Okay, we got that one. We got that one. And it still moves. Okay, double check that one. And double check. Okay. That's a good. We'll put the tappets back in. We'll put the cam back in. And seal it up again. Alright, did you catch it? Yep. I forgot to put on the dipper. Okay. Shit. It's right there. Comes down and splashes into the oil, so psh. I think it actually splashes on the cam mostly. Because the oil level is probably about like what? Like about here? Anyway, that's the dipper. It's in. I guess I had to make a big deal about it. Okay, we got that on, bolted up. Let's put the breather on. I got a little tale to tell with this. I always like to reveal my screw-ups of the past. This thing is a breather. That's like a little valve that goes in and out there. There is a little hole right here, which will drip out oil back into the crankcase. So this, knowing that the hole is there, you know it goes here so that it points down. Now this weird little filter job, I have put it over here in the past. That's wrong. That's going to stop the flow. It should go over here with the breather here. It kind of, I guess, filters out the oil, makes it stop there, then it drips back down. So that's the way it goes. If it's over here, the oil's going to back up and it's going to start oozing out of here. So that's the way it goes. Okay, next I guess we'll put on the mag assembly, which is over there. Alright, it's got this cover that covers the points. The guy who I got this from, like, put everything away really nicely too. I can't believe he just didn't finish the job, but he didn't. We got our points in here, and our condenser up here, and the coil right here. And this is the kill wire. It's unbelievably intact. It's terrific. And then you got to bolt it. Oh, very good. Then you got to bolt it. This thing goes around like, I hate this. On like so. Like that. Hopefully we can find the two bolts that go on it. Okay, here's where things get really rookie, because this is how you set your timing. These are loose enough that this thing goes back and forth like this, and the magnet on the flywheel goes by, and depending on where it is, that's going to change your timing. Now, what you really need is a dial indicator, something that goes into the spark plug hole to show you where the piston is, and then you do a mount of, I think you put the piston beforehand. You got to drop the piston down a little bit, and then you set the magneto. Well, I don't have a dial indicator, never mind a Tecumseh dial indicator, and sort of what I've been told in the past is, fuck it, just set it in the middle, you know? Just see a little bit of darkness on both sides of both screws. And I mean, what the hell can you do? It's like, I guarantee it'll run. It might not run perfect, but it might. I found this kind of interesting. So I got it shaft down in the bench vise, and so now I can turn the engine back and forth like that and watch the points open and close so I can see it get to its highest point. Yeah, you think there'd be a nice little mark where it's the highest point, but... And then the cover, there's 20 thousandths on it right there. Cover's a little bent, but in good shape. So we'll get the feeler gauge in there and set that to 20 thousandths. If you ask me, that's dead nuts on right there. Ooh. Well, I'm wrong, it's a little tight. So we got to loosen that screw. And then we stick the screwdriver in here in that little hole there. And you can open it a little bit. This screw should just be snug. It's a little tighter than snug. And you just open it a little bit, and that looks too wide. It is, but sometimes with this thing, okay, you tighten it up, it moves, and then it's right. It is right. A little bit loose. Okay. So they do this for about 3 hours, and you finally get it. It feels a little loose there, but when I tighten, still a little loose. Okay, you get the idea. Yeah, we got it. Just feel a drag there. Shouldn't see them move. Oh, they're moving a little bit. I don't have it quite yet. The points and the condenser both look new, so I'm gonna ride with yes, they're new. Yeah, finally. Okay, that feels good. Now what I like to do is turn the shaft over till they're closed. Okay, they're closed. I get a piece of paper in there and just pull it through. Just get any kind of gunk that's on those points off. Ta-da. Okay, we got the cover on. The wires are routed. The kill wire goes here. I believe it goes through that hole there, or maybe up through here. Yeah, that might be better. We'll put it up through here. And then we have that spark plug clip that I was talking about up here. Spark plug wire clip. I think that's what it's for, unless it's for the primer, but these didn't have a primer being this old. Okay. Okay, that might be better for the kill wire. You can see. It's right down here where everything connects. Let's put the flywheel on and see if we have spark. How exciting, huh? And yeah, we found our first fuck up. It feels like the threads are kind of fucked up on the end of the flywheel shaft, the crankshaft. But we can still test for spark. It's going on. It looks like it's straight, but I think someone, must have hit the end with a hammer and done some damage. So, let's see if we can get you right in here. Turn out the light. See if we got any spark. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good spark. I don't know if you could see that. Should get you even closer. Okay, we got a good thing, we got a bad thing. Alright, I didn't have a tap that would fit this, and I took another one of these off that junk 7 horsepower with a broken connecting rod, and that didn't fit either. And it felt like this was going on straight. So I kind of powered through it, I didn't want to do it, but I powered through it. And you get about this far, and it's rough, and as soon as you get here, wink, it goes right in. And you can cut, look at that. That's like someone pounded on that. They must have. So I think it's usable. The flywheel on. We got to check the torque spec on that nut. It looks like it's all the way in, though. That's good. It feels nice and tight. We stuck this pulley over here just so that we can, help us turn it over and stuff like that. Next, I am not sure, but I am thinking about the shroud. I took the pull start. Let's get some light over here. I took the pull start off of this one, and I'm going like, hey, maybe I should put this cover on there. And I keep the Aaron's one with the Aaron's engine. And since this one's kind of darkish, greenish, grayish, it might go with it better anyway. Funny how you get the cool old emblems, the Tecumseh emblems, the Aaron's emblem. But later on they just said yeah, let's just print out the ugliest 7 horsepower we can, And this thing also has a primer on it, which is kind of neat. I'd like to add that because it's better than, if you're familiar with the old Aaron's, they have this helper choke. There's a choke, and then there's this button you got to push while you're pull starting it, which is a pain in the neck. So it'd be kind of nice to have a carburetor with a primer on it. Yeah, what do you think of this one? Since this thing's so hybrid, a whole bunch of different parts, I think maybe I'll go with this. The only thing I see bad with this is it's got some rust spots down there. I think I'm just going to blob some JB Weld on there and hit this thing with a little oil here and there so that it kind of keeps it from rusting more. So now I'm looking at the tin and I'm thinking oh God, now I'm going to put this stuff on a gray and black engine. My first thought is sure, why not? I don't want to paint this. This is so Aaron's, it's got the instructions and everything on it. But these guys I might paint. Yeah, let's paint those. I don't know. I got a million types of paint, but nothing close to what I'm looking for. So we just blobbed some primer on these things. We didn't really clean them up too much, but they'll be good enough just so that they don't rust. You can still see a couple of shiny spots. One thing I found with paint, or like a lot of things that need to cure, is if you can smell it in the air, it's not cured. As soon as that smell goes away, it's cured. Okay, we got the carb on. This setup is always a pain in the neck. The screws are going to the block, and the screws are coming from behind. They come out here, and they always spin around, and you got to like cock the carburetor one way or another to get them to kind of catch to hold so that you can tighten it up. And I also had to remove the muffler, but that's okay. Muffler's on. The kill wire goes right up here. Attaches. So I got to figure out this setup. It also goes to the governor. That looks kind of hokey there. I'm not quite sure how that goes. There's a hole in the head too. That right now that pin's just sticking in. And of course you gotta be able to move the throttle too, which I think, you know, as this comes back, obviously this is gonna push the throttle. Whoops. Yeah, we gotta look into this. Look at one of our old Aaronses and see how it's hitched up. And no, I have not even cleaned the carburetor or anything, so. And no, I didn't run the gas line either. And no, I haven't mounted the gas tank. But I think I'm done for today. Yeah, we need a new handle here. This thing's fucked. And we can also, I don't know if this is an advantageous direction to pull this yet, because I'm not even sure what I'm going to use it on yet. But you can, obviously, you can take it off and mount it any way you want. You can have it pointing down if you feel like it. Alright, I didn't video it, but I checked the bowl. It looks pretty clean. Looks clean enough to see if the thing will run. Yeah, I drilled some holes outside in my cart so I can bolt this thing down so it's not so unruly. I'm going to change the pull start here so that it comes out this way instead of that way. That would be good for a snowblower, I think, though. And then maybe we'll try to start it. Got the pull start in the vise. I took that old one off, and all I could find was this Santa Claus mitt style pull start. But in the winter time, when you got gloves on, you love this thing. Otherwise, you hate it. Yeah, the old one goes through here and attaches to this metal thing. And you tie a knot. You just do a half hitch, and it knots up in there. And then when you pull it, pulls it tight. And that's all it takes is a half hitch, because it tightens on itself as it pulls. It won't come undone. There's my cart. I drilled some holes. I centered them up pretty much. But the engine can't come over that far because the pull start sticks out. So I'm going to have to drill some new holes and move it over. Maybe we'll move it over far enough so that we could put a pulley on the back wheel, drive around like that. That'd be kind of funny, huh? Alright, we just bolted it down with 2 bolts. I think that's enough. Well, we'll find out if it's enough. Got a popsicle stick in holding the throttle open a little bit. Got some gas down a tube. No gas tank. We got the choke closed. This doesn't have a primer or anything like that. And place your bets. Will it start? How many pulls? What do you think? Will the connecting rod come flying out and hit me in the balls? Who knows? Let's find out. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like the timing's way off, huh? What did I do wrong? Oh, you know what? It's shooting smoke out of the side of the cylinder. I never torqued down that head. It's loose as a goose. Oh, that's totally loose. That. Okay, 16.5 pounds. Choke on. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, I didn't even clean that carburetor. Didn't even set it. Success. Let's see if we can get it to idle. Alright, I turned up the idle. Ooh, don't like that. I hope something's not wrong there. Yeah, something feels funky. It's like the flywheel came loose. Nah, I don't know. Just didn't feel right. Full start is what feels funky. It's one of those one dog cheapos. You got great spark. The noise is in the pull start. I hate those. But it should start. I don't know why it doesn't. Considering it really started on the first pull. That's kind of good and bad. I mean, yeah, it started right up. And I think it's going to be a runner, but I think there's something wrong with that pull start. I hope that's all it is. I think this is a culprit. Usually the older ones had two of these things that came out like this. Now see how that pin's in there like this? I don't know if it's supposed to be like this or flipped around. When I first pulled it apart, this just fell out of the housing. So I gotta check on that. Maybe it's going the wrong way, but yeah. I do have another one. I should probably use that, and it's an older one. Although I haven't taken it off the machine. It's my other machine with a blown rod. Yeah, I got two. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just eat lunch. Well, this was in the right way. This part sits up like this. I was thinking maybe I had it like this, which is the wrong way. That would be out all the time. This goes in here, and then this little plate thing goes over it to hold it down. I mean, how cheesy is that? Cheesy. And everything just moves back and forth. You know, everything's like well lubed and stuff like that. I don't know really what the problem was. So to add to the chaos, we brought in another engine with a broken connecting rod. But maybe a good pull start. I think it's been tack welded there. I kind of remember this one now. Might not be so good. Alright, this is the one with the two-dog system, like I was mentioning, which is much better than that. And they look the same. You know, looks like it'll work. This one feels pretty good. Oh, maybe not. You can see it kind of pushing in and out of here. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, the weld's kind of holding it. But, shit, I don't know. It's obvious, like, I used that for something. I took it off and put it on the junk engine, took the junk engine and took that pull start and put it on another Aaron's machine, I think. So this is another kind of crappy one, but yeah, maybe we'll give it a try. All right. I hear a noise in the pull start. Otherwise, it's purring right along. Yeah, came loose from the bolts. But any smoke you see, that's two-stroke oil, so yeah, wicked happy with it. I mean, I didn't even clean the carburetor, so that's why it's running kind of rough. But I feel totally confident. Just need some refinements.
Turn it off, Daddy! Turn it off! What do you think this is, a freak show?